Good morning, Zio here. Remember when we were talking about Tencent and, talking about how China was going on about a free and open market and all this other stuff, and how we sort of lambasted, the country that has no human rights whatsoever would dare sit there and get upset at the fact that we might ban something of theirs and then going, oh, free market. Anyway, we talked about that and how large companies probably should get broken up, especially since so many of them keep gobbling everything up. And even though they're like, well, if you don't like it, you can move to something else, and then you move to the something else, and then it looks like they collude together to completely destroy that other thing, anti-consumer practices and whatnot. Anyway, we're going to be talking again about something similar, I guess, but more or less anti-consumer, anti-other things. Anyway, we're talking about Apple. How's that? Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, xCloud, and let's just get into it, shall we? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you should go ahead and do so now. I am building an army here, and I need you to be a part of that army. So share this across the interwebs, give it a like, leave me a comment, and yeah, one of these days we'll achieve our goal of world domination. Anyway, so right now, Microsoft and Facebook are blasting Apple for restrictive rules on gaming apps. Apple, not Microsoft, Apple is sort of putting things in a way to where it's pretty restrictive to do anything on their app store. Now, I've known this for a while that it gets kind of hard to get onto the Apple side of things, but I've never actually looked into the rules until today. And wow, some of the things they ask for on the Apple side just for them to, I guess, host your app over there. Wow. Anyway, so, if I can get through this without hiccuping this time, because last time I tried doing this, I did nothing but hiccup multiple times. Trying to do it again, trying not to actually hiccup. But, yeah, Microsoft is blasting Apple for stuff. That's cool. That's all we got. That's it. That's everything. All right, we're done. No, we're not done. Anyway, we're actually going to be looking at some stuff because apparently I don't have anything in order, and here's this story about this, because this is all about xCloud, right? Microsoft wants to put xCloud onto Apple, and it's running into problems. But it is running into problems while doing so because of various things. So we're going to look at this Hey Email app and, I guess the fight that they took or have been taking. But apparently, this is their backstory of how Hey got onto Apple, and this is something that xCloud is trying to overcome as well for Microsoft. Facebook, of course, wants its thing too, but the problem is it's getting to the point where everybody wants a piece of the pie, right? This is what we talked about with the whole GeForce Now thing, how everybody suddenly, they were on board with it and then suddenly shut off everything that they were doing because they seemed to think that GeForce Now was going to be selling their product to people when in fact that wasn't anything close to what it was doing. It was essentially selling a virtual machine, allowing you to access the product you already paid for, but everybody had to have a piece of that pie, right? Because everybody's going to do their own streaming things, or they think they're going to, or something like that. Anyway, and in order to, I guess, stream this particular game, you're going to have this streaming service, but to stream this other game, you're going to have this other streaming service, and it's completely ridiculous, especially when you already own the game. But yeah, so Hey is a $99 a year premium email service. That is just so weird for me to think about. Anyway, premium email, and it costs $9, and I'm hiccuping again. Dang it. Forget it. We're going to go through. I'm just going to have to hiccup internally and try not to die in the process. But Apple's App Store rules required paid services to offer users the ability to sign up and pay in an in-app using Apple payment tools. which honestly, that there I think is the big crux of the entire argument, is the fact that you're forced to set up Apple payment tools, whatever the heck that is. Any of you Apple users could probably tell me what that means, but essentially, you know, I would assume it's kind of like their version of a wallet or something, that costs developers a non-negotiable 30% cut. Yeah. So if you pay for your service through the app payment tool, you have to give Apple a 30% cut. There is a rule, by the way, for reader apps like Spotify and Netflix, but not email apps. So what exactly is this rule? Let's scroll up for a second, because it's this one right here. Reader apps. Apps may allow a user to access previously purchased content or content subscriptions, specifically magazine, news, books, audio, music, video access to professional databases, VoIP, cloud storage, and approved services such as classroom management apps, providing that you agree not to directly or indirectly target iOS users to use a purchasing method other than in-app purchases, and your general communication about other purchase methods are not designed to disclose use or discourage use of in-app purchases. So this is what Netflix and stuff apparently falls into. It's, for whatever reason, that gives them a pass. But yeah, Apple initially approved the Hey app in iOS App Store, but rejected a bug fix update because it decided Hey violated the rules by not offering in-app subscriptions. So here's what it seems to be getting down to, right? Apple says you can have your app on our thing, that's fine. However, you have to supply in-app purchases. Also, those in-app purchases have to be done through the app or the Apple tool thingy, and then we have to take a 30% cut. That's what we're doing. All right. The rejection happened on the same day the European Commission announced an antitrust investigation into the App Store and Apple Pay. Really? Anyway, I would have said really without that being there. But yeah, there's also that going on too. Basecamp CTO David Heismere Hansen said he would rather burn the house down myself than pay the 30% fee to Apple. Hansen and House Antitrust Committee Chairman Rep. David DRI, who is leading an antitrust investigation into digital marketplaces like the App Store, appeared on the Vergecast. I don't know what that is. Anyway, to discuss the situation, and David calls App's 30% fee unconscionable and highway robbery, which honestly, that's what it feels like. Wow. Anyway, I mean, a 30% fee is expensive to have on there. Anyway, Apple marketing chief Philip whoever spoke to TechCrunch on the record about the situation, said there are many things that they could do to make the app work within the rules that we have. We would love for them to do that. Yeah, you want your 30% fee. That's what you want. Anyway, importantly, Geller also told Phil, Apple's marketing chief Phil, anyway, also told TechCrunch, you download the app and it doesn't work. That's not what we want on our store. But it would. It's supposed to work. I think it did work, didn't it? Or did it for one day there was a bug and it wouldn't work, and you rejected the entire thing and didn't let anybody fix it? That really? Anyway, Apple rejected the Hey app again. It sent the rejection letter to the press before Basecamp received it. Really? You sent it to the press before the other people got it? Anyway, the rejection letter noted that Basecamp's app have not contributed any revenue to the App Store over the last 8 years. A line that went over in the development community like a lead balloon. Yeah, really. It's like, yeah, your app hasn't paid us a dime. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Really? Anyway, Ben Thompson's column reports developers are terrified of Apple. Karen Sweisler's column reporter developers are terrified of Apple. John Gruber column about Kara Sweisler's column reporters developers are terrified of Apple. Suddenly everyone knows Apple and the App Store terrifies developers. And this is apparently the short version of the events that happened. Yeah, the App Store is terrifying. Anyway, that's not what we want. We want this here. Back to xCloud. Apple xCloud. Anyway, yeah, so they're trying their best to get the service to work, but Apple is not having it right now. Our testing period for the Project xCloud preview app for iOS has expired. Unfortunately, we do not have a path to bring our version of cloud gaming with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to gamers on the iOS via the Apple App Store. And I'm going to hiccup again. Oh gosh, it's happening. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I thought it was about to. Anyway, a Microsoft spokesman titled tells The Verge. Anyway, the companies also allege that apps consistently treat gaming apps differently, applying more lenient rules to non-gaming apps, even when they include interactive content. Which is true. But yeah. All games available on the xCloud Game Pass catalog are... the other issue, of course, is the ratings, right? Apple wants to rate everything themselves for some odd reason. I should get into that first, right? Apple likes to rate things. They have like this Apple rating board thingamabob. And, you know, when it comes to games, there's already a rating system, right? We have the ESRB, and that should be fine. But with xCloud, you got all these things that are popping in and out, and Apple can't technically rate it the way they would like to. So that's another issue that is apparently going down. But all games available on the Xbox Game Pass catalog are rated for content by independent industry rating bodies such as the ESRB or a regional equivalent, Microsoft said, implying that it believes that reviews should be sufficient rather than having Apple apply its own policies to each individual game. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate offers access to over 100 titles, of course, if you didn't know that already, because I'm pretty sure I've said it a few times already. Not in this video, but in others. Anyway, we are committed to finding a path to bring xCloud to the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to the iOS platform, and Microsoft's full statement, which we will go ahead and read before we talk about it. Our testing period for xCloud... yeah, we actually already read that, didn't we? We just read it broken up. Yeah, so that seems to be the thing. I had their thing somewhere, didn't I? Where did it go? Anyway, you know, this is it. But I had other things highlighted, and I can't remember what it was now. I've lost it. But yeah, I'm going to link the App Store guidelines down below if you want to take a look at it. They're quite interesting to read, you know, and of course you've got to get hooked up with Apple Pay. But between the Apple Pay thing and then the whole they want to rate every individual game thing, there's a good chance that xCloud will not come to iOS, and just another reason for you to move to Android. Yep. Sorry. I knew there was a reason why I hated Apple. I just couldn't really remember why. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of Apple. I use Android. That's what I always use. I stay away from Apple. I think it's overpriced for the most part for what you're getting there. But, you know, that's just my thoughts purely on that. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, because if they can't figure out to get onto the iOS store and Apple doesn't want to play ball because they've got to have a 30% cut of this and rate every individual thing and stuff like that, there's a good chance the iOS users will completely miss out on whatever Project xCloud full official name winds up becoming when it comes out, and the Game Pass, because it can't come to Apple right now. So if you want it on your phone, looks like you're going to have to move to Android. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.